Hi, this is a recorded lecture for the IB DP Design Technology, Topic A2.2.3 and A2.2.4. This is SL content, design and theory, and it's physical prototyping. From the IB, prototypes can be developed in both physical and virtual form. We're going to focus on physical today. Students must be able to discuss the purpose of prototyping and how it is used in the design and product development. A prototype is a physical or virtual prototype created to test samples or models built to test a concept or process, or to act as an object to be replicated or learned from. Prototypes can be developed at a range of fidelities. Please watch this video. You'll see that they develop these great cardboard prototypes of a toaster, and you've got some low fidelity physical prototypes and some higher fidelity physical prototypes. Prototyping techniques are the methods used to create prototypes at different levels of fidelity, from sketching to functional prototype. Right here, this link right here will take you to an article about the development of this juicer, and it's pretty interesting. So they started out with this kind of sketching where they're using connectors to allow this arm to actually move, but in 2 dimensions. They have this model right here, which is a foam model, which has some functionality, but actually can't squeeze any juice. And then they have this model right here, which is using things like MDF and some steel on the arms, and it actually is a functional prototype, but doesn't have all the aesthetics and things that you would want out of an actual production model. So please open up this article, have a read of it. It's really good. Now, from the IB, physical prototypes are used to test ideas, gather insights, to inform the development of a product. You must be able to explain how and why designers use physical prototypes. So this includes scale, aesthetic. We need to look into how they use this to select materials, test function and performance, and to enhance the development towards a final product. So first of all, this is iterative design that we're talking about. So this is an act of repeating a process with the aim of approaching a desired goal, target, or result. Each repetition of the process is also called an iteration, and the results of one iteration are used as the starting points for the next iteration. This is an example of the Dyson hair dryer. Dyson's famous for this idea of iterative design, and the engineers there would have made lots of different prototypes. In fact, you're seeing them here with some functionality and some aesthetics to them, but basically they're developing their ideas as they're going, testing the product, seeing how they can be improved, bringing that into the next iteration, incorporating those improvements, then testing again, incorporating the improvements that they've identified, and then testing again. And that's what we're doing here with iterative design. Now, physical prototype is the creation of a full-size, smaller, or larger tangible version of an object that can be physically interacted with. That's the real advantage of a physical prototype, is that it can actually be interacted with, which is different from, say, a virtual prototype or a graphical model like a sketch or a drawing, because those can't really be interacted with. The good thing about a physical prototype is the interaction that people can have with it. This is a video about Dyson developing the vacuum. Dyson is famous for this iterative design with physical prototyping, so please watch this video and you can see how the iterations of the vacuum were created. Now, this isn't one of our vocabulary words, but I think it's important to understand, and this is what mock-ups are. Mock-ups are used to test ideas. They're usually used in the early stages of prototyping a design. They can be scale, we'll talk about what scale means, or full-size representations of a product, and they're used to gain feedback from the user. A mock-up can be considered a prototype if it includes some functionality. Now, one of the ways that we might do mock-ups are with foam modeling, so you can watch this video about how foam modeling works. Another type of physical prototype that you need to know is an aesthetic prototype. So this is a physical model developed to look and feel the same as the final product, but it does not function. So this is an example. This is a car. This is a Lotus, and you can see that this is actually made out of clay. So this car doesn't work, but it looks And this is why I picked this picture, is because you can see that it's got the paint on this side. If it had the paint on this side where the clay is, you would assume that this is an actual functional car, but this product is not functional, and therefore it's an aesthetic prototype to give you an understanding of what the look and feel of the final product will be without the function. A scale prototype is a physical model that is bigger or smaller than the real product, but are exactly in proportion with the product itself. So this, for instance, is a scale prototype of a caffeine molecule. This is a scale prototype of a bike rack. This bike rack is actually 1/3 size of the actual product that was created, and the bikes are 1/3 size to give a sense of how they would work within the actual product. So scale models are important because you can use less materials and you can also test ideas. They're quicker to build and easier to build than the actual full-size models, especially if it's something that's very large or something that's very tiny. A functional prototype, also referred to as a physical working prototype, works the same way as the final product and simulates real-world functionality. So for instance, this is a functional prototype of the Dyson vacuum that he eventually created, and this is the actual vacuum. And you can see they're very similar, but quite different. They're not made out of the exact same materials. These hoses are very different on the actual product compared to the functional prototype here, but you can see how this led to this. And the idea here is that you have a functional prototype that actually works and you still further refine them. So again, the point of a physical prototype is to be able to test your ideas, gain feedback so that you can feed that back into the next iteration in order to improve the product. That is the key thing to understand about all prototypes, but particularly with the physical prototypes. Thanks for watching.